What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in Twisted Younginz, the most unorthodox show on the globe. I am one of your hosts, Myra B. King.
And this is Desi Dez.
It's your boy Mojo in the building. We got a special guest with us today, Backpack Kid extraordinaire, creator of all things. Get busy, man. Let them know where you're from and what you're doing today.
Yes, sir. So I'm Backpack Kid. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and we're here to just talk about my story and how I came up and everything, my inspiration.
And how did you come up?
Well, actually, in 2017, Katy Perry invited me to join her on Saturday Night Live, and I was wearing a backpack, and I was a kid, and so I started doing the Floss dance, which is what I'm most known for. Coming up with this dance, I kind of like took over the world. So yeah, I did this dance, and she gave me that little spotlight right in the middle, right there, and people on Twitter just started calling me Backpack Kid.
Now, wasn't Rihanna also sharing your videos as well? So that happened after that, or?
Yeah, that was actually 5 or 6 months after, I think. But when Rihanna posted my video, yeah, that was like my big like social media outbreak. But I still wasn't doing much like in the real world, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was still like when my videos were just going around. That was pretty much it. But like that definitely spiked that up with the videos and like my social medias and everything. But then like Saturday Night Live was like my real like first actual like event. Like that's what got me verified like 2 days after it aired.
Wow.
And how old were you?
15.
So what was that like, man? Like 2017, 15-year-old kid get invited to Saturday Night Live by Katy Perry. Man, that's a dream.
Oh yeah. I got to miss 2 days of school. So
yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that you were going on Saturday Night Live? I
told a few of my friends, but I know so many people watch Saturday Night Live. It's like they'll find out, and then that next Monday when I went back to school, a lot of people were like, "Yo, no way! I just seen you on Saturday Night Live." I was like watching with my family. You just came on. I'm like, "What?" Now you're just here like going to school. It's so weird.
So what was that like 2017? That sounds like a journey, a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, no, for 100%. Yeah, it really just came to be how so Katy Perry's team reached out to us, and of course I was like, this is fake. Obviously, Katy Perry's team is not hitting us up right now to be on Saturday Night Live with her, but we started going back and forth, and then they booked the flights, and I'm telling everything, okay, this is really happening. So we go to New York and we film it and everything. You know, it's funny, like while I was backstage right before I was gonna come on, I was like backstage just kind of sitting back there. The camera wasn't on me. The camera was just on everyone else. I was like sitting there just texting all my friends, posting like, yo, watch that Night Live. Cause like, you know, I was getting the heebie-jeebies. I was like, oh, I'm getting nervous. There's 13 million people watching this live.
Wow.
Like, don't mess up. It's live. You can't go back. But it all ended up okay. So
how did you come up with the dance?
I was just a kid, like just messing around, man. Like, you know, when you have that young energy, like you just have all the creative energy in the world. You just have all that just like free flowing from you when you're that young.
And how did you know that people like? Did you do it for your friends first? Like once you got it down?
Okay, so hold on, Des. I'm sorry. So you did create that dance, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it was, you know, like some people saying like you made it popular, but it was already there. But just to be clear, you are the creator of it.
From what I think, yes.
Okay, Des, you can go ahead.
People say that like it's a million years old or however long people say it's old, but like when I'm like 6, 7, 8 years old, obviously I'm not gonna know this one dance that was happening 1,000 years ago.
Right. Facts.
But I definitely,
man. They just trying to steal your shine. You created, man. They just want to steal your shine. Now you popular off of the dance. Hey, man, you know, want to bring
it's a simple dance move. Like the possibility of Jesus doing it when he was roaming the earth is a possibility. Like it's a move back and forth. But me making it popular definitely helps my case with me saying, I was young and I was just doing it and I just did it.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, would you? I'm assuming your parents were handling the business while all of this was going on.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I was just being creative. Like all the adults were doing all the adult stuff, and I was just like that's what my focus was. My focus was just to provide the content, like get this creative energy out there, show who I am as a person.
So on the timeline scale wise, you jumped into the game basically at 15, right?
I would say 14. That's when I started making videos.
Okay.
I had like a few thousand followers.
At what point in time did you look around and say, you got all this money, you got all these fans, you got all of this going on for yourself, and you want to get involved with the business? At what point in time was that?
It was really when I turned like 17, 18, because I feel like just as you get older, it's good to know that stuff too, so you know what's going on. Like I really, really wish I knew what was going on when I was younger, because that's when a lot of stuff was going on. And I have no idea like what was going on, because I was just being the creative person, and I didn't care about the business stuff. But like now that I'm growing up, I'm 20 now. It's like I want to know the back end side of things, so I know what's going on instead of just like the other people.
How did you feel about Fortnite taking the dance?
I was actually a big fan of Fortnite. I was playing Fortnite like all the day, like all the time, all day, every day, with all my friends and everything. You know, Fortnite was just so popular and so addicting and so fun. And seeing it in the game, I was like, oh, whoa! They put my dance in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I hit them up and they gave it to me because I don't think I unlocked it in a certain amount of time it takes to get it, or however that worked. But yeah, no, that definitely helped skyrocket the dance like big time.
Yeah.
So you did get paid from your dance being in Fortnite?
Nah.
Oh, you didn't.
No,
oh, you did.
So when you hit them up, they unlocked the dance in the game, basically like VC in the video game is what they gave you, basically.
Basically, because, you know, being like 15, 16 years old, I wasn't like, oh, I need $1 million from them putting the dance in the game. Like, I just want the dance.
Okay.
I want the dance, man. Like money's like cool and everything, but like I had no bills. I had nothing I really had to pay for. So I was just doing like what I wanted to do, and like money was just coming. So I wasn't like out there chasing the money. The adults were like my mom and my manager at the time. They tried to file a lawsuit against Fortnite.
Yeah.
And like, of course, like they got my permission and everything. I was like, yeah, like y'all are the adults. Y'all know better than me. Like, go ahead and do like what you want to do on my behalf. And so, but we try to get a copyright for the dance, and you can't copyright a dance. So without a copyright, there's no case. So that's that.
And that's interesting because you're not the first. I think it was also other couple dancers that wanted to sue for their dance. And honestly, I feel like at one point, Fortnite probably was just like not only a video game, but maybe like a social media thing too, because that's where kids were actually getting dance moves from at the time. According to my nieces and nephews, they were doing dance moves looking at Fortnite. You know what I mean? And just thinking about that time.
Funny story. Fortnite, after it was like me and 2 or 3 other dance creators that were in Fortnite. We all like did our little lawsuits thing. They started paying people for their dances, not us, but the people afterwards. They started paying them to use the dance because they didn't want the same thing to keep happening over and over again.
Yeah, because it destroys their credibility and name and stuff like that.
Yeah, just in like stealing these dances over and over again.
They need to pay you guys though. They need to pay you for sure, bro.
Yeah.
I mean now that I'm an adult and I'm 20, I'm like, yes, I definitely agree. Now I got bills to pay. Now I got stuff I got to be doing. That probably would have been good money from Fortnite, but I don't dwell on it. It is what it is.
Right.
New year, new me, new bags.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, on your rise, you were hot as, fish grease. Everybody wanted to get in on it. You were with a whole bunch of superstars. You connected with a lot. Do you still keep in contact with any of those people?
Funny thing is, people think that I'm like best friends with Katy Perry, and like, of course, we love each other and everything. But like, I've met her 3 times ever, and I've never had any contact with her outside of in person. So like, I didn't have like a crazy like good like friendship with any like celebrities. It was more of just like, oh, we meet, like get each other's contact if we can, and then like we'll go about our ways, like cool with each other. But it's not like we're hitting each other up all the time type thing, because like I already have like my group of friends. I don't have like a need to just be like hanging out with a celebrity because they're a celebrity,
Right. Correct. So do you feel like at the point 2017, of course you're the young kid, like he said, you're hot as fish grease. People want you to come around them, and it also does something for them as well. I mean, I've also saw you on music festival stages around some of, you know, the highest people in the industry. And
I mean,
you live in that. So you live in that. At that one point, do you feel like, man, people really just came at me or around me for clout? I was getting invited to parties and stages, and now it's like on to the next.
Well, kind of, sorta. When I was at that age, that's like a very confusing age. I feel like for a lot of people. So like, I didn't really know. I didn't really like understand like what I was thinking about that, like, because it would just be back and forth, like, oh, they're using me for clout, oh, they're being genuine, oh, they're using me for clout, oh, they're being genuine.
But looking back on it, because of course you're just along for the ride, you know what I mean? Like,
I was along for the ride, and like, because I feel like life is all about experience. That's how you better yourself, by like just getting out there. You better yourself by getting out there, experiencing things, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, seeing how it affects you and how you move about differently after this like scenario, or basically, yeah.
Okay, so like she was talking about looking back on it. So let's just go ahead and say, let's say, knowing the business aside, what else would you have changed about the past that you know now?
My biggest thing that, like, people ask me, like, what would be one thing that you could tell your past self? And my thing would be, I would tell my past self to be more self-aware, not for just the business things, but for everything. Just like really know what's going on around me and why and how and this and that and this and that. Like, I didn't know any of that. I was just going with the flow, so much to where I didn't even like really care what was going on around me.
Did you have any haters?
My own little world. Did I have any haters?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
At 15, you had haters at 15.
Oh, of course. I mean, now that you say it like that, it does sound kind of funky that I was having haters at 15, like grown ass men and shit.
Yeah.
Grown ass men, like, yo, this 15-year-old kid is just like being too happy. I'm mad. Like,
he said, too happy, I'm mad.
Like, how did they express it? They just said this, like, did they say mean things to you?
Because I've only gotten like, I don't think I've ever like had someone come up to me and be like, oh, I don't like what you're doing. Like, people in person, people come up and take photos and stuff all the time. But, like, it's only on the internet when people want to say what they want to say because you're not there.
Yeah.
So genuinely, when you're out and about, it's just love. It's none of the
love.
trolling. Okay.
Just love. So like, I'm not even tripping. Because like, even if it is the people that are like commenting weird stuff that are taking photos of me in public, I mean, they're still taking photos of me.
Yes.
So you're young in the industry, and how did you basically keep your sanity? How did you keep sober? You know, I'm looking at you now. You look healthy. You're still here. You don't look like a shell. You know what I mean? No, I'm actually being serious.
No,
like,
for sure.
Did you have like a good, strong people in your corner? Like, no, this is what we're doing. To leave this alone, or did you didn't have all yes men in your corner, or did you have a good, strong core of people that kind of like definitely help you through
outside of your parents?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of knew what I wanted in my own goals, and like, I'm a big believer of like, oh, if I have a friend that starts to do like this, I don't like to just like give up on them. Like I always try to help everyone around me, and like, my friends are my friends, so if they start doing something that I don't necessarily agree with, like, I'm not gonna like join you, but like, do you, I guess. But if you ask me, like, I'm definitely gonna give you my opinion on why I don't think you should like be doing this, or where I think you should be doing this. But I don't just like input all the time how I feel about it, because I feel like that can like be annoying and like ruin a friendship.
So
I'm always there for people when they ask, and like, I'll give my opinion in every here and there, but like, I feel like it's okay to just keep to yourself sometimes.
That's a fact. With you being young as you are, I mean, young as you were and still are, and going through that whole process, everything that you figured out, when you look back, obviously there's the whole tale of Hollywood stories and stuff like that. Do you think anyone ever tried to present you with a deal that you never paid no attention to?
What do you mean?
Do you think Hollywood, anyone like, did
anybody
Hollywood
want you to sell your morals for money?
Oh, honestly, no. Like, I don't know if like all that like Illuminati stuff is like fake or real or whatever, but like my experience going through that entire like industry stuff, like I had nothing like that.
Okay.
So no Terry Crews incident where somebody
no man with a briefcase coming up to me offering me a deal I can't refuse. Like none of that. Like I literally got none of that. Like people ask me all the time, like, yo, like so like you being in the industry, like have you experienced something like that? I'm like, no. And all these celebrities are the nicest people ever. Like Katy Perry just sat down and had like a 30-minute conversation with my mom. I couldn't imagine a celebrity just like sitting down and having a conversation with just like a normal person.
What are your opinion? What do you think about how technology was in 2017 versus how it's evolving now and how it's going to continue to evolve? What do you think about that?
Well, being older and being more self-aware about it, I feel like it's just constantly evolving really quick. So if you wanna stay on top of it, you gotta stay on top of it. Like y'all probably remember MySpace. I don't.
Yeah.
MySpace was what? It was like Instagram, huh? It was so popping. Everyone was on MySpace. But then like Instagram and everything else started coming up. That's when MySpace started to drop, and that it's going to continue to do that. Like new stuff is going to come out. TikTok came out and took over. Like Instagram started they have reels. YouTube's got shorts. Like everything's taken from TikTok, but there's going to be something else that comes like with the metaverse coming out now and everything. Everything's going to be like virtual headsets. And I feel like as an influencer myself, like if I want to keep up with what I'm doing, I got to keep up with the times.
Hey, Snapchat had a shot, didn't they? At a time, had a shot like they was
Snapchat.
I think Snapchat wasn't that before TikTok? Like
Spotlight.
No, Snapchat. And it calls
Snapchat has a spotlight feature, I think, where it's like TikTok on Snapchat.
Because that's what it's based off, videos, right? Snapchat.
Yeah. And then they had stories. Instagram got stories from Snapchat, and Snapchat was like, what? And then now TikTok got stories. They all just really take from each other. Honestly.
Yeah.
They all literally just take from each other.
Because they want your time. They want, hey, if you leaving our platform because of shorts, we'll get shorts. If you're leaving our platform because of story, we'll get stories. So
exactly. they want all of your time and attention. That's how they stay on top.
Yeah.
With all the innovations and everything, like you're talking about with the reels, actually people getting paid for reels nowadays. Even Instagram just announced that they're going to start paying people for reels. Facebook was one of the first.
They did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Instagram's Facebook already.
They've been getting that money off of.
Yeah, I was getting that money off of Facebook for a while. Now, Facebook. Yeah, Facebook Reels. Yeah, Facebook Reels. Instagram's giving out real money now. And there's only a matter of time, I believe, before TikTok will be in on it as well, paying for the Reels. And when we're talking about Reels, is basically what you guys in your prime, basically your whole entire section of comedians and everybody who came out at that time dancing and everything like that. That's what you guys were. You were a bunch of Reels, a bunch of clip artists.
Yeah.
Magnificent though. It was only 15 seconds, but I can imagine you guys' retention time back in the day, like TikTok shows you your retention time for those little minute clips and everything. I can imagine it was hours worth of footage.
Oh yeah, always.
So that's probably actually where they got the innovative idea for Reels, because they saw the amount of time people were looking at, looking at those things.
As we say, trying to absorb your time, making the retention and everything like that. What is your next move? Like, is what I wanted to get to. What is your next move, or what do you see yourself doing moving forward with all the integrations of everything?
Yeah. So my biggest goal and my biggest creative push going forward is acting. That's definitely something that I've been wanting to get into for a little while. I started taking up classes. I started studying up on it. And I feel like I already have like the energy. I have like the creativeness. I have the name for myself, the recognizable face. It just makes sense. And social media, I've been doing it for so long. It's like, I want to expand on what I'm doing here, because it's good to have like multiple creative sources of income. So if this one goes down, like I got this one, and like I don't have to put all of my pressure into this one because I have this over here, stuff like that. Because I also make music, I make beats.
Okay.
And so I really just think as an influencer, like you become a better influencer the more you know, like the more you can do, the more skills you have, the better your content can be. Because like I don't like make songs, like I just make beats usually for like myself, just for like content. Like I'll send beats out to people and stuff. But like just me like being a producer and I like know music theory and everything, because I want to be able to teach people what I know, but I got to know it first. But
absolutely.
Were you able to
the better?
Okay. So were you able to manage your money correctly? Well, of course, your mom, because so
Now my mom saved me when I was a kid. Man, I was dumb with my money. She made me make a savings account, and I'm glad she did. I was like, Mom, just let me spend all my money. And she's like, no.
That's what's up.
Putting a lot of your money in a savings. I was like, okay, fine. I'm like, I'm so glad.
That's smart.
That's beautiful.
What about relationships? You got you a girlfriend?
No, I've actually never been in a relationship.
20 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, you know them women was coming. Now, come on now. Hold on. You never been in a...
So like when I was younger, I was just always so like insecure about stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, okay, if I get a girlfriend, I'm just gonna be like, oh, she's using me for clout. Oh, she's using me for clout. Oh, she's using me for clout. But I mean, now that I'm 20, it's like, I mean, I'm down. I'm open to it. Like, I'm just not like forcing nothing. Like, I already got what I got going on. So like, if that new good positive energy comes, then perfect. And if not, like I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing.
As you should, sir. As you should.
You'll find you a wife one day, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm only 20. Like, people get married at like what, 25, 26, like 27, like even later. So, I mean, there's no rush really.
What's your feelings on God?
I'm actually a Christian. I got baptized about a year ago. I got baptized when I was a kid, but I wanted to do it like in my own free will, you know, as an adult. But yeah, so when COVID hit, I'm actually glad you asked that. So when COVID first hit, I was born and raised a Christian, not super strongly though. Like, it was just kind of like loose with it. So like I believed in God, but like, that was about it. I didn't like read the Bible or anything. I didn't see why. But yeah, so when COVID first hit, I moved out of my mom's house into my friend's house, and it's my friend and his brother and his family. And COVID hit, so like there was no church in person, so they would be watching online every Sunday, and like they were like, "Do you want to come and join us?" And I haven't been to church in years. I was like, "Shoot, okay, like why not?" And then so I started like watching church with them every Sunday, and then I started to kind of get into it that way and more and more and more. And then I started like understanding what a relationship with God actually means and why it's important. And then church went back in person, and then I started regularly going to the church that we watched online with them, and now we all go in person every Sunday. But I just feel like I forgot, it was an actor on TikTok that made a really good point in a TikTok video. They're like, if you see a painting, you know an artist created the painting. You see creation, you know a creator created the creation.
100%.
And that's just like, exactly.
It just clicked. It just clicked like that. That's simple.
It was right. Yeah, it was right then. I was like, yeah, like there's got to be a creator for creation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
got to be a creator. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
But and that's also what I'm pushing out to my followers as well. I'm not like super pushy, but TikTok's algorithm is so good. They show you what you want to see. So like I can literally post whatever I want, and the people that want to see it will see it. That's why I love TikTok's algorithm, because like if I post the same type of religious content as much as I do on TikTok on Instagram, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just pushing your religion. You're just pushing your religion. You're pushing religion." And it's like, because I feel like you can have a religion and not have it affect business in a bad way. Like you don't have to
push it. Because if you believe the Bible to be true, you got a big fan base, so therefore you a big time fisherman. You have to push it. If you truly believe it, you want people to get to heaven, it is what it is. Be pushy. Make your video. You can pushy,
but make it work. But make
right.
But like, you're doing this, you're going to hell. You're doing this, you're going to hell. You don't change this, you're going to hell. Like, I've never been like that, and I don't want to be like that. Like, like that.
No, I'm just saying if you believe the Bible to be true, so you know hell exists. It's not pushing hell. It's just telling them about Jesus, leading them to the Bible. Like,
yeah, and that's why I make content like that.
Yeah,
those are my beliefs. People like me for my authenticity, and that's 100%. Part of my authenticity. That's a part of my authenticity, my beliefs.
Yeah,
that's what I share out to the people. And I'm like, this is just what I believe. And this is why I think
especially in times like these, man, we need you, man. You know, you're the guy.
Like, and that's how I feel like I've been able to maintain, because I feel like a lot of influencers, like they're just like on top for like a year or two, and then they're just done. Like they have nothing to offer after that. But like I started working out a lot. I started just like being a more positive influence to my people and everyone around me, and my actions like in person too. They go along with what I'm like doing on the internet. So it's like you can see my vibe on the internet, and it's like, oh, this kid's like crazy, he's super cool, super quirky. And then like you meet me in person, I'm the same way. And I feel like that's how it should be. But like just being a positive influence, like it takes you further than negativity.
Yeah, and they think following Jesus mean you're bland. You're not doing anything. You're a party pooper. Not that you're not that at all, man. You still can kick it and have a good time. It's just I have standards, I have rules that I'm following of the Lord. That's it. That's all it is, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like and I feel like God also helped me like realize my own value in them. Like he gave me the position that I'm in now for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't put me in this position to spread him and other like forms of positivity. Like he wouldn't just give me this position to like not do that.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna be like, y'all remember Boot Gang like crashing into stores and everything. Like
right,
I could be doing that. I could be doing stuff like that. Do I choose to? No. Do I want to? No. Because I feel like our generation, there's a lot of things that we can fix. Right. Like social media came out and then everything started like kind of going like downhill from there. Because social media just made everything so like, oh, like you gotta do this to be cool, you gotta do this and that, or else you're not cool. And like that just it can really get in people's heads. And I feel like it definitely did get into my head before like I had a relationship with God. But that kind of pulled me out of it because like if you're stuck in the world, of course that's what you're gonna be thinking. But if you get to a spiritual level outside of it all, that's when you start to look at things differently.
What do you think about the music that's out now? For example, like it's like we're desensitized to a lot of stuff now. I remember there was a point where you really couldn't say certain things on the radio, but it seems now what's being pushed in the music is murder, kill, searching for an op, hunt them down. I'm getting high out my mind, but that's what's being pushed to where if you make this is who we're looking to sign. Like, what are you like? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, naturally, negativity spreads faster than positivity, and that's just like I don't know why, but like that's just how people are. I guess social media like influenced that, or I don't know if it was like that before social media was big. I can't remember, but yeah, social media being out and everything, the internet, and like negativity just spreads faster than positivity. Like drama just spreads positivity. Drama just spreads more than positivity, and honestly, I think it's like there's negativity out there and there's positivity out there. I'm just gonna stick to doing my thing over here positively. Whatever's going on over here, like it's just going on over there. But like,
so who's your top 5 musicians then? Because there is a way you can make it without being super just having to murder somebody just to get a number 1 hit. You know what I mean? Like if you are a creator and artist, I get it. You know, you can find, for example, like Kendrick, even Drake, you know what I mean? You can find ways to be creative in your art. You know what I mean? For example, what you do with your beats, you know what I mean? Like you can find a way to be creative without going with the trend to feel like that's what I have to do to make it. When in reality, that's not what it is. You don't last that long.
Yeah, you can be gangster. You ain't got to be RoboCop. Like ain't nobody, no one's telling you to go out and be the Terminator or something like that. Like, go ahead though.
But yeah, so basically like people are like, oh, you gotta do this to get to the number 1 song. And I don't know, that might be true, but if you're asking me personally, if I made music, I would rather.
Oh no, I was asking you who's your top 5 musicians.
Honestly,
it could be a band. Not saying it has to be a rapper. It could be band,
all
singer,
genres,
whatever. All genres. Like, who are your top 5 musicians?
Honestly, that's a really, really hard question. There's just so many people that I like equally, and there's just a lot of people that I like think are okay. But like, I don't really pay attention too much to like who's actually doing the song, if that makes sense. Like if I'm scrolling on Apple Music or Spotify or SoundCloud or YouTube, whatever, if I hear a good song, I'll add it to my playlist. I don't even care who's like singing or rapping it. I'll just put it in my playlist and like I might look later. But like I just like music that I think is good.
So basically, how do you get to the music that's good? Because obviously, when you get on these Apple and Spotify and stuff like that, you just can't. It just doesn't pull up songs. It pulls up categories and stuff like that. What do you dig through to get to where you end up at?
Well, like I'll ask people like, oh, music recommendations. I use SoundCloud Go Plus, so they have pretty good playlists, and they have like a like a related song search too. So if I hear a song that I like, I'll like see what other songs are similar to that, and I'll listen to those, and I'll listen to the ones after, find new ones, new playlists. It's really just a lot of repetition of doing that until I find what I like. And also, like, I'll just listen to, like, if I'm driving, because really the only time I listen to music is when I'm driving.
Okay.
But I also don't mind like listening to like a podcast or like an audiobook or something.
Okay.
So music.
There's a lot of forms of like of audible inspiration out there. But like when I'm at home, I don't really listen to a lot of music. Like I make my own beats and stuff. Like I'm gonna make my own stuff. So when I'm out and about, if someone else is playing music and I like it, like I'll like be bumping to it. But like I'm not gonna be like, yo, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Like I might Shazam it and like add it to my playlist or something. But
Right.
I don't go like crazy over other people's music.
Gotcha.
I'm trying
Mix it
to.
up.
I mean, if you're that picky with it, what is your process for making beats?
Well, I'm a very musical like analyticist. So like I started taking piano lessons. I play piano.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm very like theory oriented when it comes to making music. Like of course, like play and do what sounds good, but like having the knowledge of knowing what sounds good, you can like wave the sound to how you want it to sound. So if I want to make something that sounds happy, I know like I statistically know how to make something that sounds like happy. If I want to make something that sounds sad and dark, like I analytically know how to do that. And it's just building on top of that and gaining more knowledge and like more chords and notes and progressions and all that. That's just my process for making music, making beats. But some people, they don't want to know the theory. They just want to go like off of what they hear and just how it sounds to them. And that's fine. It's really just personal preference.
Have you ever read the whole Bible though?
No, I've never read the whole Bible.
Okay.
Are you still reading the Bible?
Yes, I do it when I can. There's a lot of distractions going on every here and there to where it's like, oh, sometimes I forget, sometimes I don't get to it. But I feel like it's a good habit to like be consistent with, because that's like the most important book ever.
It is the most important.
Exactly. Reading is for the smart people. Smart people read.
For sure.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice that someone has given to you?
Best piece of advice someone has given to me. That's a good question. I feel like I like subconsciously taking advice. I don't know. I could sit here and think all day long and I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I know that it's in my brain somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So also I want to get, of course, touching on when you were mentioning religion. And I would say you don't have to look at it like religion. Look at it as in who you're choosing to follow. You know what I mean? A lot of people market it as, oh, religion. And then people like, oh, there's tons of religions out there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like religion can be just like a way for people to like monetize like people's beliefs. Like there's pastors that like make a lot of money and then they just run off.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why relationship is important, because like you can sit there in your room by yourself and have a relationship with God. You don't have to go to the church. Like you can read the Bible and interpret yourself. Some people don't like church. They don't like the pastor telling them what the Bible says. They want to learn it for themselves.
And it does say in the Bible, when two or more come together, then I'm in your presence. So yeah, you can, be basically by yourself, not at church, at least with two or more.
Yeah. Some people are antisocial. Like they just don't like to be out and about. It makes them like anxious, makes them uncomfortable. And that's just like, so that's just how some people are. And that's the thing about God. Like God can take you out of these holes that make you uncomfortable and make you realize why you should be doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, because it makes you better.
Have you ever been in that position?
I've always just been so open, like my entire life. I always let everyone know in the room that I was in the room. Like I was never like antisocial. I was never like not outgoing. Like ever since I was born, I've just always been like the life of the room. And that's just my personality. Like I just like to be outgoing. I like the room to be live. So I'm gonna make it live.
So you've never been in a situation where you felt like you were at your lowest point, your lowest vibration, and just like, man, what do I do?
This is it.
I mean, I feel like it's just human nature to have times like that. For me personally, it's never been like super duper down low where I wanted like where I was like contemplating like suicide or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like I've had my ups and downs, but like keeping that strong relationship with God like helps you a lot in those points of low, and then also in your points of high.
How would you explain to a person your age or younger about who God or Jesus is for someone who doesn't believe, but they look at your content and they start to look into it and they want to know more?
Well, I'll just really explain to them what I know, because it says in the Bible to walk with wisdom. So you got to know what you're talking about to talk to people about it. Like, I'm not just going to say a bunch of stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to say what I know. The goal is to get more knowledge on the topic so you can talk more about it. But yeah, because I feel like it's a lot harder for younger people to grasp the concept of God, because like they're just too, because like when I was like 14, 15, like I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why people were like very, very religious, like very Christian, until like I started to have that like want in my brain to like want to know more, you know? But as someone that's younger and like curious about it, I would just explain why I think a relationship with God is important. Why it's important to like know your creator, and why like a relationship with him is important, because he'll never give up on you. Right. People are untrustworthy, very untrustworthy. You can't trust people, but you can trust God all the time.
He'll never leave you or forsake you.
He'll never leave you, and you can always count on him to like he's always there to talk to. He's always there to talk to you. If you ever feel lonely and there's no one else out there, you can talk to him.
That's what's up, man.
Right, man. Yeah. And also, I mean, I know I don't want to talk about it, but you know, the devil's real too. So
exactly,
decide not to follow.
As you can see in the world nowadays, demons are real.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Demons are real. They is out here for real.
Yeah, man.
They is happy. They is happy right now, but
you say they happy right now.
Happy right now. The world's got some work. The world's got some work to do.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is world, so he do what he want to do.
He gonna do what he want to do. The devil don't rule hell. He's just there.
Well, like you said, you know, negativity seems to outweigh, you know, positivity. It's for a reason. You know, you spoke about it earlier. It's an algorithm, right? Everything has an algorithm. Well, the algorithm's controlled. Well, the algorithm's controlled. Who controls the algorithm?
Everyone. Well, good question.
We're gonna move on before we get out of here.
It's a good question.
Before we get out, do some digging on that. But before we get out of here, everything you're talking about is beautiful for you to be at your age, you know, believing in the faith and stuff like that. Because a lot of people don't understand. You know, we talk about it all the time.
Right.
You use an instruction manual when you buy a new product and stuff like that, but no one wants to read the instruction manual, the life Bible. So therefore, you keep getting stuck in certain positions. You're going, you know, you're
wondering why am I created?
Yeah, you're going 60 miles on the highway and your car's, you know, tuned up to go $150, but all you know is to go 60. That's all you've been doing, cruise control the whole time. So, you know, stuff like that. Moving forward, do you have anything coming out in the near future that your fan base or people could be looking forward to, that they could be seeing you, you know, coming out with things? And before I get to that, when it comes to the acting, are you trying to do movie acting, or are you actively doing, you know, far as skits and stuff like that, showcasing your talents, actually trying to groom, you know, potential, you know, investors out there, you know, letting them know that, hey, I can do this.
I can do this. Really a lot of both. I feel like acting is like, it's not, of course, acting is not for everyone, but I feel like if you do really want to do it, it's like, it's so freeing. Like the entire point of acting is to get out of your head and get into someone else's. It's like Jim Carrey in the documentary said, like when he loves acting because when he does movies, it's like a break from Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Like he's just the character he's playing. So it's like a mental break from yourself into the other person. That can be very freeing for you. And when you're down to put in the work, like that can really turn into something beautiful, just character development. But yeah, no, I'm definitely down to do the movies, man. Movies, TV shows, anything that God wants to put in front of me to do, honestly.
Well, like, what I was saying is, while you're, are you looking for gigs right now, right? You're courting for gigs, right?
Yeah. I'm always submitting on these casting websites and everything, looking for an agent once I get a good agent, it's really raps. Like once I get
well, listen.
It's really raps.
Well, listen, what I'm asking is I'm trying to see if I'm trying to see if this free game is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Not for you, but for everybody involved. You know, if while you're courting and waiting on jobs, you know, with your fan base, man, you need to be doing, you know, these skits or whatnot, showcasing that talent.
Sure. I love showcasing to people what I'm coming with. You know, I'm not sitting there on the camera like, hey guys, I'm Backpack Kid and this is what I do. I could never be like that. I gotta show people what I'm coming with. I gotta show people what I'm coming with. Making these videos, making this content, showing my personality, showing what I can do with it.
Do you think you can be in a comedian comedy like type of thing? Like a funny?
Hell yeah. I would love to do something like that.
Would you ever get up there and do some stand-up?
People have been throwing that at me. Like, would you ever do stand-up? Would you ever do stand-up?
Get up there, man. Get up there.
Shoot, why not?
You hear me? Get up there, bro.
You lastly, who are a couple of your I don't want to use the word inspirations, but a couple of people who you check out, you know, that you may look for, you know, like, I don't want to say inspiration, but a couple people who may motivate you, whether they're in the industry, actor, maybe it may not be an actor, you know, anything.
Well, my number one is always Jesus.
Yep.
Because I feel like that's the inspiration.
That's sure.
The inspiration for everything. But to answer your question more specifically, Jim Carrey is definitely my favorite actor. He's got a crazy personality. He really inspires me to bring mine out of me more because his is just insane. Like Jim Carrey, like every movie he does is like his performance is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And music wise, yeah, Jim Carrey is definitely my biggest inspiration for acting. But music wise, it's a really good question. I feel like there's so many people that just have their unique sound. So I really like Tyler the Creator because he also makes a lot of his own beats too, and like his style is just so unique.
And he doesn't care for sure. He doesn't care
about anyone's opinion. He has no reason to. He's just gonna do his own thing, and that's what I like about him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man,
Tyler the Creator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I definitely like again.
What about Chance the rapper? You mess with him?
You know what's actually funny? He wanted to meet me, but I didn't believe the guy. Look, okay, so I was at a music festival.
Okay.
And someone came up to me. I was backstage. A random guy just came up to me and said, "Yo, Chance the rapper wants to meet you. He's over there." And like I looked over there, like he wasn't over there, and so I just thought the guy was like lying. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's take a picture." So then he walked over to go and get him, and then I walked away because I walked away, and so my manager stayed there because he was talking to some other people around, but I was just walking around and stuff. So Chance the Rapper came back with the guy, and he was like, "Hold on, where'd he go?" And my manager was like, "Oh shoot." He just walked away.
Wow.
I think that was like right after he performed. So they left. So yeah, they left, and then my manager was like, "Yo, you just missed meeting Chance the Rapper." And the fact that he wanted to take a photo with me, he wanted to meet me. It's like, oh shoot, no, no.
I love his beats too, bro. He got some good beats.
Yeah, Chance is incredible. Like I always encourage my friends that just make like songs to like also make beats because that's how you put the most feel into your music. You do the whole thing. Learn how to engineer, learn how to produce, learn how to write, learn how to do all this so that it's all you. Like the biggest, like the richest, the biggest, richest musicians, they do all their own stuff because they put the most percentage. On top of that, they put the most emotion or the most feel into their stuff because they're doing everything.
Yeah, but some of them won't do the beat, but they'll just the guy, whoever producing the song, he don't have no clout, so they say, you know, I'm right, you know, type me in, I compose.
I'm definitely say some people won't do the lyrics; they just come in, yeah, you had that ready for.
Had a lyrics for them, had a beat.
I got the
voice. Fine. Get good at what you're good at. If you're good at it, and that's the only thing you're good at, or that's the only thing you want to try. I mean, shoot, like I would always encourage you to try new things, but if you don't want to try new things, at least get good at what you're good at.
For sure.
You're good at what you're good at.
And man, again, I think thank you so much. And I can't get out of here without saying, man, I think it's dope that again, you touching on, not touching, but speaking on God and Jesus and how important that is. A lot of people feel uncomfortable talking about it. And
I wasn't too
they are in a certain,
I was that too at first. Like
Mhm.
I was afraid to talk about it at first. I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose all my followers. Like no one's gonna like me anymore. But like it all comes to play. Like that's why I think God put me in this position to talk about him, because like doing it only helped. Like I thought it would like be bad for business. Oh, this and that. I'd have to like get a normal job. Like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then it's all gonna end bad.
Crazy
You have
though,
more
man.
people appreciating that than you think, because a lot of people, they're exposed to a lot of bad and negativity already. You know what I mean?
That's
It's
why
so
I
much
think
negativity.
I want to be my net positive.
Yeah. It's so
Why
much stuff
people
being
would think
pushed.
like that though? Why do people think like I'm gonna lose my following? And like for what? Like what's the reason? Like,
Good question. Well, I mean, I didn't build my audience around that. So it's like bringing something new that like powerful into it. It can be scary.
Did you?
Like I wanted to make sure I did it the right way if I did do it, and the way I did it, it worked out. So like people come up to me and they're like, "Yo, I really like how you're talking about God on the internet." I'm like, "Amen. God bless you."
Yeah, so I say more people appreciate that than you think, because for a lot of people, it's like the Great Awakening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the Great Awakening, and more younger people are being exposed to it. They're talking about it. They're speaking on it. So I think that's dope what you're doing. And we would encourage you, man, keep on doing it. Again, the people are out here doing the devil's work. They're speaking on what he's doing. They're speaking on all types of stuff. So don't you feel like, man, I'll lose my followers. I'll lose money if I speak on that.
I'm just caring about what I'm doing. Like TMZ, their entire goal is to talk about what they're doing. I don't care what they're doing. I care what I'm doing, and I care what I'm spreading and what my goal is. And no, but like I've literally had people like DM me and be like, "Yo, like you talking about God has like saved me from depression, saved me from suicide." Like I really like get chills on my arms knowing that like what I'm saying to these people, it's like actually making that good of an impact. Like I've probably saved a few people's lives just from my content talking about God.
That's great, man.
Yeah, keep it up, man. God bless you, bro.
I feel like I'm doing something good with it.
Keep doing the work.
God bless you, man.
And we'll appreciate you giving us your time, man. Good luck on everything. You keep doing you, man. And again, we'll appreciate you.